welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all smashing it. Happy Friday, wet one, but it's still the weekend. So as you can see by the thumbnail, which would I choose in the modern world? So out of all my BMWs, they are my favourite. So my love affair with BMW started roughly at the age of 21 with 318 Ti e36 compact, which I ended up lowering, K&N induction kit, Alpina, 17-inch wheels. Kept it quite standard, but it was really smart. 140 horsepower, 1.8, not the 1.9. Did later get a 1.9 later on, but it was a great car. I was originally a Volkswagen boy when I passed my test, but my father was also a Volkswagen man, GTIs, but he ventured over to BMW. I wasn't very happy. And around the age of 21, after seeing his, at the time was an e46 Tourer, I decided to follow. So I have many BMWs, but these are three of my favourites. So let's start first with the e38 7 Series. Let's take a little look at it. So, what a car. I got that roughly around the age of 24. My dad had to get the gates widened to get it in the drive because it was that wide. He did actually end up getting a motorhome later on, but initially it was that wide, so we had to get the gates widened at the house. 4.4 V8 32 valve quad cam at the age of 24. That was amazing. Most people were still going round Mackey's in a Vauxhall Corsa. An e38 which had a TV in it. I could sit and watch the football. It had a phone on a cord, you could see in it. Stand outside the car, make phone calls with phone on the cord. It was absolutely amazing, and it was a great car, and I had it for many years, even though later on in them years it just ended up sitting there. 286 horsepower out the box and about 320 pound of torque. That was 6.6 to 60, limited to 155, which for a 2-ton car wasn't bad. It had the sport contour seats, and it was a lovely car, and it went well. I had the cats taken out, and I had a massive induction kit, so it actually made bit of a noise. Interesting story with that car was just had my eldest Harry, so this will have been 15 years ago, and it started making horrendous noise from the engine, massive knocking, banging. No. I couldn't afford to fix what was wrong with it, which I never found out what was wrong with it. I just parked it up, put a car cover over it, and went and bought another e36 318 Ti compact, which was 1.9 in blue with M3 wheels on, Alcantara, full M bumpers, lovely little car, had 140k on the clock, and I had that for a few years. That was a great car, but I just forgot about the 7 Series. I thought, I haven't got the money to invest into repairing whatever is wrong with this. So don't forget, that car was nearly 70 grand brand new, and came with 70 grand running costs, so I just left it be. So probably about a year and a half later, we were due to move, and I decided to put a battery on it and just drive it to the new house to park it up again. Put the battery on it, started up first time, no oil change, no new fuel in it, just started, no knocking, no banging. So I put a fresh load of fuel in it, changed the spark plugs, and it just ran, and it kept going for another 2 or 3 years. And then I parked it up again, and then even years later it was sat, and I put a new alternator on it, new battery again, started it, and I used it for a bit. And sadly, when I moved in with the missus, she didn't have the space on the drive, so I had to let it go to a friend, and then it went to another friend. I'm not sure where it is now, but I think when it left me, it was on about 88,000 miles, and it was a great car. It was when BMs were properly built, like. So, you know, they do look a bit dated now, and originally James Bond was my inspiration, where he drove it off the building. I thought, I've got to have one of them. Fantastic car, looked the part, drove well, so comfortable, and I'm glad I owned one. So the second one, as you can see by the thumbnail, the e46 M3 SMG. Let's take a look at it. What a car. Story behind this, I had 330 Ci when I first started at Jag, loved it. I was there about a month, parking the furthest possible spec, came out one day, ciggy burns in the roof and spit all over the door handles. I was gutted. It was about £1,000 to replace the roof on it, and I couldn't live with it. It did me head in, really upset me. So I traded that in. I bought a Ford Puma off Tom for 400 quid, and no one ever went anywhere near it. Funny, innit? And I bought the M3 as a second car, which I just used at the weekends, which 46 M3 was naturally aspirated. 3.2, well, it's actually over a 3.2, closer to 3.3. Straight 6, individually throttled, 24 valve, 343 horsepower, 269 pound of torque, about 5 point something seconds, 60, 155. So it was a quick car. It was my first properly quick car, and it was an SMG, so it felt like a race car. Driving it on the paddles, the downshifts were amazing. Had this car for about 2 years, and it was a serious bit of kit. I used to call it the license loser, because it used to encourage you when you got in. It was like, go, 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 go. It felt like it just wanted to go. And I loved it, and sadly I exchanged it for a 4.2 V8 Audi S4, which is one of my biggest regrets, because I should have kept the M3, because it was mint, no rust on it, no scratches. Had about 70,000 miles on when I got shut of it. Had the 19s on. It was really clean, and yeah, gutted, absolutely gutted. I look at pictures of that car now and I think, wow, what a machine. You know, if you could afford to just keep cars, I would have kept it. And they looked the part as well. They had the wider arches, they had the power dome, as they call it, in the bonnet. Obviously the bumpers were wider. It had the custom exhaust, the 4 pipes on the back, and it had the drilled discs all round. It was the first M3 that turned into a proper beefcake. Bavarian beefcake. Loved it, and it felt really fast, and it did give a few cars a good run for the money. And looking at modern cars now, it's not that fast, but it sounded great, and it went well, and it wasn't bad on the fuel. So there we go, the 46 M3. So next car, the f30, the car that I'm in now, the car that I drive every day. 3 litre diesel, back to 310 brake, put your foot down, it just goes. Now, I've had this car probably coming up to nearly 3 years, and it's an absolutely fantastic car. You know, it's one of them, and I don't really need to talk massively about this car because I've praised it so much on the channel. I've shown lots of pictures of it, the evolution, what I've done to it, my views on the F-Series, especially the 30 diesel. And my conclusion is out of all 3 of them cars, which one would I take? Well, it depends. If you're going to put it into categories, for a collector's car to take that you weren't going to drive, it'd be the M3, because it's only going to go up in value, and it's an absolute bomb of a car. It's amazing. The 7 Series is never going to go up massively in value. They are going up a bit for tidy ones now, but they're just a big comfortable car. They're hard to park, and rubbish on fuel. But for an everyday car, I'd have to take the F30. It is the best of both worlds: performance, fuel economy, and comfort. You know, the M3 was fast, but I think the Max 30D would have it. I know maybe some points in gears the M3 might claw it back, but I reckon off the line, just my opinion, I don't know, some people out there might disagree, so let me know in the comments, but I think the 30D, even factory, is like 5.4, 5.6 seconds, which is round about where the M3 was standard. So I'd be taking the F30 all day. I think it looks great, it goes well, and it's comfortable. I just miss the M3. Every time I see a picture of it on Facebook, it's one of them cars that I'm truly gutted that I got rid of. And it was in an era as well where you could still go out evenings and drive them. I used to come home from work on a late shift on a Friday, so I finished at 12:30, and I'd get in 1:15 at a night, uncover it, and I'd take it out for a drive in the night when the roads were quiet. Just enjoyed driving it. So for probably pure driving, like pleasure, with the noise, the response from the SMG and the downshift, it is probably more enjoyable to drive on a country road than the F30. Handles better, bigger tyres. But the F30 for an all day, every day, all rounder, in the real world nowadays, I'd have to take that. And plus the M3 now in that condition with their mileage, don't know what they're worth. You know, they're going to be over 15, 16 grand, aren't they? Really, let's face it. And the rest if it's back clean. So there we go, guys. Let me know in the comments which one would you choose out of my 3 favourite BMWs that I've owned. So there we go, guys. So have a great Friday. Remember, smash that subscribe button and that like button, and catch you in the next one. Have a great weekend.